Hello everyone, it's Mella. I'm going to play in this book here. This was the August 2025 book. I had pages in the back, and there is one thing I wanted to do before I got started was to, I have an old glue, I think I do. Is to just glue up. I did a little, like, I don't know, bit of kind of emotional journaling, and there's nothing wrong with that, but usually what I do is like, if I don't like it, I'll either tape over or paint over it. And like here you can see that I was like processing it, so I'm just going to tape that down and see if I have a paper clip somewhere in the midst of everything on this completely unorganized desk. I snapped a nail, you guys, right there. I suspect they're all gonna come off soon because, yeah, they're at that point. Let's find my whiteout. I don't want to waste this entire page. I could just glue something down. Do I have paper? Like, why waste? Hang on a sec. Why waste perfectly good paper when I can just cut? Now, of course, this is thick because it's a card, but I don't really care about that. So I did have a question in my last video, I think, or the one before that, or the one before that, asking me about my tabs. I will address that. It's Brandy Mullins that asked me. I always, usually will answer questions in the next video. So if you're like a constant watcher, thank you very much. I generally try to answer longer like questions in the video as opposed to type it all out because it's easier for me. So what we did last time with this book is I did try to, like, in my state of mind, try to work out the math of this book. And I'm just going to see if I've got a little slice and dice thing happening up here, so I could cut those out. And I know I do. So just bear with me. You would, oh, there it is. I was surprised. Anybody who knows me should not be surprised. I'm not surprised. Okay. And I'm cold and I've got the heat jacked up as much as I'm willing to do. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to come across with my ruler and I'm going to cut this off simply because I don't want it in here. And I don't want to turn it the other way. Now, when it comes to these books, you guys, it doesn't bother me that they're not perfect. And I've cut books before. I don't care if they're perfect or not. What I care about is that I can be creative in them, use them for what I need, and yet I'm still not like, there's certain things in here that I don't have to lose out on. There. And I've done this like in many books. And then I just take this and I throw it, because it's like little bits of journaling. Because I tend to do that. Like whatever book is closest by, if I have a thought in my brain, I write it down. I don't get up and go to quote unquote a designated book. So obviously, like, that's not pretty, right? Like, however, doesn't need to be. And the only reason I'm doing it this way now is because I want to put the last month of the year in here. Now it's sticky here. So let's see if I can use a plain old eraser and get that stick off, and if not, a sticker will do. And it seems to have done the trick. These I got in a 4-pack. I don't know. I'm not sure. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. So I seem to be on the mend. 2 bouts of antibiotics, very strong. Lots of fluids. And movement. Movement was important because pneumonia is water on the lungs. When you move, it helps to move that water around. So, like being bedridden, they used to say that about bad backs too. I have a bad back. No, movement. Movement, movement, movement. So, I trust my body and do things that I need to do. I am noticing on this table a lot of like glue runner. And this eraser is really like great for taking it off. Like I used to use a magazine when I used a glue runner. Now I don't. So, you know, that's not pretty, but we're going to fix that up. So here I've already started like Christmas gift ideas. Where's the tape? So I'm going to put that there. I have, as you can see, 11. 3 of my kids, 2 have spouses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grandchildren, and myself. I think it's very important that you remember yourself if you live alone. And so I have just literally like ordered stuff for my Christmas. Now I wasn't going to, because I had something else, something quite a bit bigger in mind, and I did some soul searching on that thought, which I won't get into with you guys, but I have opted not to go there for a number of reasons. But the biggest one is need versus want. Need versus want. So, because I didn't come to this table yesterday, where is this? Because I didn't come to this table yesterday, I didn't do anything. Like, I actually, let me just straighten this up for you guys. There. So, there's November. November is going to be 2 weeks. I actually haven't done anything really in November. I did show you this here, but I am going to remove these now. They don't really go. And I ended up just putting this vellum piece in. You watched me put this together. I have, this is just sticker paper. Okay, and then the question from Brandy Mullins was, how and what are my tabs? Okay, so it's a fairly easy answer because my tabs came direct from Monique Wrights. That's her channel name, Monique. What's happening in December for me is that, and I've got this piece of, let's put it down here. Waste not, want not. So right now I have house projects. I have daily intentions and motivations. I have thoughts and observances. So that could be like morning pages, could be anything like that, because that's what it started out to be. Brain dump. Absolutely empty right now, but trust me when I say this, my brain is not empty. I don't think I'm getting in the whole book, am I? Oh, you guys, I have zero strength. And I'm wearing like a shawl over a sweater, over a shirt, over another shirt. Like, and my heat is on, so. And I'm slow today. I feel like a sloth. So, okay, brain dump. I did put a couple of stickers down. And then I have my trackers. Now, this is a mess. It's a holy mess. My trackers have a lot more lines than Monique's. Trackers to me are something that a person would use, i.e. me, would use until I no longer needed to remind myself of what I needed to do all the time. So in this section, for me, if I go back to trackers back here, I have all the books that I have, and I'll leave this open so if you want to screenshot it, you can. I have like my KISS book, which is the book here. I call it Keep It Simple Stupid, but it's Monique's system, essentially. The Hobo Cousin, the Hobo Tech A6, Hobo Weeks, my secretary, which is this book here. Oh my God. You guys, I apologize. Sorry. I'm just going to dump those there. Like I came across like some of these to my weeks, and I am not lacking for anything, you guys. And that is not to brag. That is to say that I've been very fortunate, and I've been kind of going through my books to say, okay, which ones do I want to use? But the truth of the matter is I use them all within a year. I do. This one here, Becky gave me, and I'm going to convert this little one here into my wallet, because I have one in my purse already. She included the pen and everything. It's got a little back area. And I just love the feel of the Moterm. It's so cute. And I could put my ID here and then just have a little plan on the go. So that, I'm going to do a whole video about that. Where are we going to put you? Right there. Okay. And then, so this is my secretary, you guys. This is the book that sits beside me, like wherever I am in the house. I'll grab this. I'll grab a planner bag. I'll throw in a bunch of stuff. I'll bring this. And it's one giant, like, brain dump in here. And it's an inspirational book. It's got some dividers I've made. It's completely unorganized. So, like, I started my life out as a left-handed child. I was, I think, of the last converts in the Italian community in the Latin Church, Catholic. They converted me. And so I have a saying. It goes like this. If you're left-handed, you're creative. If you're right-handed, you're organized. So I'm creatively unorganized, you guys. I can tell you if even one thing is moved in my home. I can tell you that. I need, however, chronic reminders all the time about phone calls I need to do, chores I need to do, anything that's an executive function. I've had several issues, let's say, that has caused my brain not to function at full capacity, including like the seizures I had in 2021, which was for 5 weeks. And I just don't have certain executive functions. So me writing it down over and over and over again helps me to put that information into my brain. So if like Monique says, if you have like one place for everything, then you can go for there. So for me, I use a wall calendar. That's my one place. Everything else, apart from like trackers and things like this, are in the KISS book. This is a monthly book. Now, I would love for it to be the Hobonichi cousin, but it doesn't work that way because I play in that book. That book is beautiful in the sense that it can be anything. So I have trackers. I have my mood and emotions. This is key. I feel strongly that if I can take charge of my emotional state of mind, look at life as if it's just one dramatic play, and own my responses, own my reaction, eliminate that, and just observe. Act when I need to, change things when I have to, but if I can't, then just observe. Then I have the logging section, and you'll see here I've got be brave. So I've got hours of sleep, teeth, bed. So this is my morning routine, and then I have my PM routine. Okay, Mel, why don't you have an afternoon routine? Well, I'll tell you why. Because these two blur. You know that song, Blurred Lines? This is it. Like, I'll lose 3 hours of my day. I have ADHD. I got diagnosed when I was 5 years old, and I will lose time. And I also get what's called decision paralysis. What is decision paralysis? Decision paralysis is sometimes I can't see the trees for the forest. So if I get behind on my chores, I'm overwhelmed. I start to do it. I walk into another room. I get distracted. Then I start doing stuff there and stuff there and stuff in another room and so on and so forth. So sometimes I have to pay my daughter to come and just be my body double and keep me on track. Mom, remember you were doing 20 minutes here. Mom, remember you were doing 20 minutes here. Could I use I'm going to say the word, Alexa? Yes, I could. I don't though. I don't. I'm like an analog book lover. I'm a human being lover. I haven't quite embraced technology. So I have the tracker. Then here is like a summary page, a junk page. In this particular one, I was planning for my daughter's, her baby shower. And it took four pages. And then I was on the last week of August. So August for me had 5 months. And I just came in here, and because I don't like white space, I put in some stickers. And then that was the morning page of week 5. So let's start it from the beginning. So there's the morning page. How do I feel when I first come to this book? Trackers. These are the weeks that were in August. This one is like artistic creativity. So I've just like laid down stickers. I should trim that. I was just last night, I was just laying down stickers. So I could have filmed it, laying down stickers, but like all my books, essentially, you guys, turn into sticker books. Sticker books and like junk journal books, but in like either a Stalogy or any book that I'm using. I love stickers. Stickers just express things for me when I don't feel like talking. And then here I've given myself more artistic expression using art journal magazines. If a picture speaks to me, if words speak to me if I'm trying to fill up pages and I don't know what to put, I'll put that there. So you can see here, brain dump. There's literally nothing here. And I'll come along and do something there. So at the end of August, I was really even wondering if I was going to do a September book, and in fact, I did not. So I went from August, then I went to October, and now I'm in November. So I have some room at the back of here. I'm doing November and then December, as opposed to leaving the back of the book, which is what I would have done before. So then I have, after brain dump, I have daily intentions. Again, 1, 2, like ask how would I like this day to feel like? Feel. I think this here, that word feel for daily intentions and me is the difference between setting myself up for failure or setting myself up for success. How do I want to feel? And how do I get there? That will define my daily intentions. And then they are just done in the cross. Boom, 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 boom. That gives you 7 plus an extra. You can put a sticker there. Like me, you can like write what you want what direction. Like if you were doing a bit of journaling or if you had a theme, you could write that here. Then this is food and health log. Now I didn't like how I did this either, but again, I did it like Peanuts Planner Co., where she's got the week up here, where I write, I was just doing the OMAD diet for the most part. OMAD stands for 1 meal a day, so I would fast. Generally speaking, I do 2 to 3 fruit fasts a week, which means that I'll go like 16 hours and then have a piece of fruit, usually a pear or an apple. Usually a pear, though. I find the pears sit with me better. And then I'll go another 16 hours and then have, like, well, in this case, A&W chicken poutine. Not good. So I feel like when I did this, I could tell the sodium level shot me up. And not only that, when you go on fast, you can tell what foods make you feel off. So again, I went on another fast, and it's very hard as a single person to make yourself cook for yourself. So one of my big low-no buys for the next year is to not eat out, to cook all my own food. So then down here I have the ultimate tracker, which is to do with exercise and self-care. So this ended up being a health tracker as well as a food tracker because of that. And then I have the sleep tracker here. Then this one is money or finances. I prefer the word finances. Let's get that out of there. What's the difference? Money is paper. Money, at the end of the day, only is a representation of the real wealth. Wealth is what, say you go to the grocery store, and you might say, well, gee whiz, like, these groceries are expensive. I don't have the money for that. Well, the money is just a representation of what's in your cart. What's in your cart is far more valuable than the money in your hand, in my opinion, because it's fiat. Even in Canada, it's fiat. It's not backed by anything. It's not real. You cannot eat a dollar bill. You can eat whatever's in your cart, like squash. I'm into like squash. So you can eat that, and it's going to sustain you for a while. And then I have anything here. So I ordered the TWSBI pen, my fountain pen, from Amazon in the last week of August here. And then, of course, the very last page is nothing. Okay? So I ended it on finances. So how many pages is that total? Well, let's count them up. I didn't do dailies for some reason for the last week, and somehow that doesn't surprise me. I was probably going to, and because I didn't, I saved pages. Now in this book, let's back it up to one where I actually was using it and doing it. So let's go back to week 4. So here I had the intro pages from Daphne's Diary because she did the Butchar Gardens. And I don't know that I like those stickers on there. I put them on there yesterday, but I don't like them on there. So let's get them off. I don't like that down there either. Let's get that off. I'll put this one, however, up here. this is what I do, you guys. Like I kind of play as I'm going. Yeah, I don't like either one of those. So, okay. So, I have an intro page. I put vellum. Sometimes I put a girl. That's my intro page. And because there were so many pictures in Daphne's diary, that is Jeannie Butchard. So I put a picture of her in there. And then here we are, morning thoughts, brain dump. And you can see I use color because it helps me to see it. I then go on to daily intentions, which 2 of them were not done, but you can see if I wanted to, I could have highlighted all of the top part here. Then this is the food and health log. So I kept this much simpler. Stretches, vitamins, walking, meds, bath, shower, water, and music. Now, I could have put teeth, floss, a lot of things. And then here I put, look how much food I was eating. So I was not on the OMAD then. Except I did do one fruit fast. And then look at all the sleep I got. 10 hours, 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours, 5, 4, 3. I believe I started getting pneumonia way back here. And that doesn't surprise me because in 2023, they figure I had pneumonia for 2.5 months before it actually, because it's walking pneumonia, you guys. Let me differentiate between pneumonia and walking pneumonia. With walking pneumonia, you are still able to do everything. Every once in a while, you'll get this sharp pain in your chest, but you're still able to do everything. And I'm prone to walking pneumonia. I've had it, I don't know, maybe 5 times already. And I tend to ignore it and just carry on. But the thing is, because I do move and I try to take care of my body, I say try because it doesn't always happen. My executive functions want to crash and burn on me. I know in 2023, when I finally broke down and I let my daughter talk me into going to the hospital, had I waited a day, it would have been not good because they ended up, I was unconscious. Somehow I got there, and then as I was dropping my phone over and over again, and then I don't remember talking to the doctor. And at one point, I think I was on the bed, and my daughter said that I started to fall off the bed, and the 2 of them had to catch me before I hit the floor. And I was completely out of oxygen. Now, this week, my oxygen was really low. And yet today, it's better. Now, I was on the phone yesterday with, the doctor, and I have an app on my watch that's monitoring my oxygen. And he pretty much told me to be as bedridden as possible yesterday. To not talk, to save my energy, to do as little as possible. So that's what I did. So that's my food and health log. Then again, I put money. So incoming, what did I order? Amazon. I was going to put, let's get a sticker on that. I was going to put all of my different incomes. I still haven't got that tape, but I really don't think I'm going to get it. All the subscriptions I have. This one here, like, I don't know. And then these, that one's gone because I don't have that coming as a subscription. I do pay into the iCloud. And then my expenses. So I do pay myself an allowance, and I do put money away in my savings every month. And then in my allowance, that's what I allow myself to play with. My bills are automatic, like I pay them, or they're automatic through my bank account. And then what did I choose not to buy? So I chose not to buy a microwave and an iPad. However, week number 2 comes in and I did. And then the next one is weekly log. So I like how this is done. So again, Peanuts Planner Co. Up here, my daily routines, my walk, exercise, sleep tracker. I like it over here. I had it over here before, but I really like it here. So I'm gonna find a sticky tab. Just bear with me, you guys. I know. I move things around. This is my problem. Where did I put that? Okay. So I have 2 of these that at one point had something in it. Let's see if this has any tabs in it. So I like this one. I think I will be using that one for my weekly. So I've got my daily routines. This is important. Like my nightly routines, yes, it's important, but I tend to be up all night writing, which is what I do. Whether it's personal writing or writing for mental health, it's what I do, depending on my workload and my energy level. So that's my weekly log. And then again, this is the intro to the dailies. And here I did 2 pages for one day. So there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I just stickered these up because I didn't like it. But I know what went down that day, so I can kind of mini journal. This one wants to come up. Tape, tape, tape. I'm a big tape lover, you guys. Huge. This was my daughter's... No, this was me getting a hold of all the girls for my daughter's, like, baby shower. Saturday, more all the plans, getting her flowers together, also getting stuff for my other daughters, my other grandchildren. I have 5 grandchildren in total, so, and then here was the baby shower. And so these are all dailies. A day for 2 pages. And yeah, it's nice. I cut this flower in half. That's a really good trick, by the way, if you're wanting to make your pages cohesive. And then this is work priorities. I'll have to think about that one. And then this is art. Now, I won't be putting this in because I have art books that I do art in, but it was an idea. And then again, my tracker, that's the one I want to use. And then these were like just summary of the week, basically, and the baby shower info, and then the week 5. So these were just notes like that. So what do I really like about this week? Well, how many tabs in total? The one thing that normally morning would be orange, like I'm very color trained. And so because it's blue, I can't see it. So we have 1, pardon me, you guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 7th one is just the intro, so it doesn't really count. So dailies could be the 7th, and then 8, art, and then the tracker is 9, and notes is 10, so 11. So you can have like between 10 and 12, but you can do much less. It really comes down to what you need, okay? So some weeks I need more, some weeks I need less, some weeks I'm not doing it at all. It really, you could tip pages in if you need more. You can make fold-outs. So for me right now, what I have to work on, this one is new too, this house projects. I have a lot. I'm on a mission to basically simplify what I need to simplify, keep what I really want to keep so I can find it. I don't say to myself, okay, here is one area of the house that you can only do this. No. I have 4 planning areas in my home. The only room in my house that I have to work on for light is my kitchen, because the walkway is right behind me and the kitchen is right across from me. So I think I'm going to put, like, you know those curtains you used to see at your grandma's or great grandma's, you know? I think I'm going to put those up there so I can at least bring some light through, because I feel like sometimes it's too dark, and that's why I don't want to go in there. There's no window in my kitchen. Has nothing to do with, by the way, the project. Well, it does, because it's a project. So I've put it in pencil, not pen. So projects will be done in pencil. So I've got main projects. And interestingly enough, my main projects are not what you think. Hummingbird nectar, raccoon food, bird seed, and OMAD. So this is all about food. These projects are food for my, I'm going to call it unit family. Okay, because if I do up the hummingbird nectar on Tuesday and they're out by Friday, I need to know that. If my raccoon food, and I buy a lot, you guys. I mean, they went through one night, they went through 4 kilograms. I got to cut them down to 1.5 kilograms max, because like I might as well have shares in the company. birdseed. I sprinkle out birdseed every day. And OMAD, how many hours am I doing it? I, for me, can't do it every day because I lose too much weight. The biggest energy absorber of anybody's body is their digestive system. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I research for myself. Everybody will have a different way of being. But for me, because I'd been ill for 2 years plus, I am trying to reset my GI system. And trust me when I say this, it's a mess. I've got some items I want to part with. So I've got selling. Do I want to declutter it? Do I want to sell, donate, or dump? And then I talk about finances, pay myself first. Should always pay yourself first, guys. Use what you have, low, no buy. Use and shop your stash. Make do and mend. That make do and mend is like a phrase that was used like around World War II. And I love my shoes. My shoes have holes in them. I have a jacket that has prickle bush tears in it, and I've used tape on it. I don't care. To me, it's comfort. People would be shocked, but I don't need to fit or fill what the Joneses think of me. I'm comfortable, and if it means I put tape on my coat, I put tape on my coat. I don't care. And so this quote here is very appropriate. So I'm going to highlight that in a nice green. The process of losing myself in color, torn papers, paints, and artists' materials is a form of creative, spiritual practice. Okay? So for me, as creations, we create. Very key. And then I'm going to come along, haven't done it yet, and like really get to work because I have to dump out a lot of stuff, but I'm figuring we're almost at the hour. And then, like I said, the next time you'd see this book, it would be done. I think I should cut out these pages too. But if I do that, I really can't. So let's tape these babies up. There we go. So now I have a pocket. If I want to put something in here, I got a pocket. So that's good. And I'm just going to indicate that with one of these yellow stickers. So what I like to do too in my notebooks is write a letter to myself where I am, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what is like, is there anything stressing me out? Is there anything that I want to do different? Is there goals that I have, etc., etc., etc.? And then on the front of here, because we're going into December, I wanted to add like some stickers that, like, we don't really have like cold seasons, but however, I still wanted to acknowledge that August and November and December will be in here. So there'll be 3. I found these stickers and I thought, oh, I want to use them. They're sparkly. I think one more on the front should do it. And then let's put smaller ones on the butterfly. And then I'll come along with some packing tape and do that up. It's not, come on. These nails are long. I know I have. There they are. So I hope that really helps you. Who was it that asked me again? Sorry, I have to check. Brandy, I hope that really helps you. For Monique's full system, okay, Monique has told me, she says, you don't have to continue to bring up my name, Mel. It's okay, it's okay. I'm a firm believer in giving credit, okay? Like, maybe it was the way I was raised. I don't know. Like, it's just innate to do that. Like, it's not my idea. I am grateful that I came across the system, and more so, I'm grateful, I'm honored that I can use the system, represent it, and show you guys, direct you over to her, because she doesn't just do the system, you guys. She doesn't just do this. She does other stuff. She does like planner projects and other things that might be helpful. And I don't put her on a pedestal, you know. Monique is a down-to-earth, basic individual with a lot of creativity. But I think because of her background and her training, she's able to see things that I can't see. And so I rely heavily on people that can do that. Whereas for me, I have other skills, right? So, like, I'm a firm believer if we share those skills with each other. Okay, let's do something here. Let's do something. If we share the skills that we have with everybody else, then this community becomes like glorious. But unfortunately, twice I've seen people who don't believe in that. And that's fine. That's on them. I'm not here to judge them. It's unfortunate. I'm not going to call them out unless they're legitimately hurting me. But I've seen people that have, for lack of a better word, stolen ideas. And I know they have because of the clickbait. Or used other people to make their videos have clickbait by judging them. And I don't like that crap. I don't like it one bit. Nobody has the right to be judged. None of us want to be put on pedestals. But I believe if I've seen an idea, or if I'm using like a magazine article or a poem that I didn't write, I want to give credit because I didn't do it. And I want people to know that. And I've had people doubt me. That's fine. They can. On my stuff. That's fine. I don't care. I have nothing in my conscience that's going to change who I am as a human being. Nothing at all. So I say this because I can't tell you how many times people have said to me, why do you bring up Monique all the time? Yes, I sound snarky. And I always say, because when I discovered her brain dump and how she was doing it, I was struggling so bad with executive functions. I didn't know how to get through my day. and it helped. So why wouldn't I encourage other people to go look at that? Why wouldn't I? So anyway, Brandy, those are my sections. I don't know what my sections will be for next month yet because I have less pages, right? Like I usually try to aim for 30 to 40 pages a week. December has 5 weeks, I believe, yeah. And I only have like 71 pages. So that should be interesting. But I haven't got there yet, and that's fine. And so for the rest of you, that's basically how this video is. I hoped it helped you. I didn't really do any planning. I did say I would plan. I did put the sticker book in here. I need to like change this out, but I will tell you, one of my Christmas presents to myself is a new standard cover because I only have this one, and this was my original cover. So it is like 3 years old, right? 25, 26, so 3.5 years old. Whenever I first saw Monique, because I loved how she had the book in here, and I loved, you know, I just loved everything about it. So that should come out of there and go back here. So I always have stickers with me. And I hope to help. I'm just trying to be like up front about like the inspiration I get and from who I get it. And if you want me to watch your channel, please just put it in the description box alone. If you have questions, put it in the, put it in the comment box below, and I will try my hardest to like come visit your channel and see what you're doing. And like, I know I don't have quote unquote many subscribers. That's fine by me. I have personally shut down my account a number of times, and I haven't monetized it, and I said I'd never monetize it. I don't know if I'd ever monetize it. I don't want to sit here and be a liar. I just like doing these videos, and it also helps me with my own books. Like I go back and I say, okay, well, like what's next? What are you gonna do now? You know. So basically, you guys, that is it for the video. I really hope that you guys got something out of this. I know I didn't do much planning, but you know, it is what it is, right? And I thank you for the question, Brandy, and I thank everybody else like for watching and commenting, and especially this last week when I've struggled so much. So much with dealing with this walking pneumonia. It's been a little tough. I also want to say, if you've made it this far, go watch Marcia at Mum Needs a Clone. Love her channel too. There's many channels, by the way. Many channels that I love. And I try to keep it like to a fair minimum, because otherwise I'd be there all the time. But if you go on Mum Needs a Clone Instagram, like her husband did her up like a birthday advent. Yeah, I haven't gone on there yet, but like I'm dying to see all her presents. Like that to me is a treat when I get my stuff done. Like that's what I've been like looking forward to. So Anywho, yap, 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 yap. Who says that? Yap, 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 yap. Anyway, thank you guys. Remember, we're all perfectly imperfect. You are all loved, as am I, needed and wanted far, far more than you will ever know. And I thank you so, so much for asking me questions, watching my videos, taking your precious time to watch me. And I pray that you have a blessed and beautiful day, every single one of you. And I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.